Welcome to the Friday Big Show. I have two questions for you today, parents. Number one, do you spend less time with your kids than you did 5 years ago? Think about that for a second. So if you have a 12-year-old, 5 years ago, he or she was 7, right? What were they doing when they're 7? Probably second grade, so they had already been in school for a couple of years. That's a good 6 hours out of the day, right, that you're not seeing them. And now that they're 12, they've got all the things that come with middle school, the after-school activities, and they've got more homework. So with the exception of parents who have kids 5 years and younger, right, because they weren't around 5 years ago, and parents who have kids that may have just graduated from college who have now come back to live with them, that's fun, right? With the exception of those two extremes, sure. The answer, of course, is yes. You're spending less and less time with your kids as they grow older. Now, the second question works with the first. So what, right? This is a natural progression. You would expect that as a child moves from preschool to elementary school that they would be outside of the home. They'd be spending less time with you than they would ordinarily. And then the logic follows it as they move into middle school and high school to become more engaged with friends, other coaches, teachers, mentors, right? No big deal. I mean, that's what we expect and nothing wrong with that. The so what, though, the reason why this is important to think about is that if they're not spending time with you, who are they spending time with? We all have great stories about the teacher who influenced our life and was inspirational and motivational and completely changed our life for the better. Right? And the coaches and the mentors are all the same. We also tend to have people that maybe impacted our lives in a negative way. Now, again, the question, if your child is not spending the time with you, who are they spending that time with? So looking for the coaches, teachers, mentors, building those relationships through ongoing communication so that the people that your child is spending time with are creating a positive impact on their life. Okay? And I think that's a big one for us as parents, because as you move towards the middle school and then into the teen and high school years, and you recognize the fact that you're spending less time with your child, that can be disappointing in a way. Although sometimes, it's kind of a plus. A little break from the ongoing. But as a whole, most of the parents that I talk to, and I'm in this boat as well, I like spending time with the kids. And, the thought of them leaving eventually, a little bit saddening. So let's make the most of the time that we have together. And then if you're not under my care, kids, let's make sure that you're with people that are going to continue to positively impact your life. So a couple of key ideas here. As I said, number one, start building the relationship now with teachers, coaches, and mentors for the coming year. How do you do that? An occasional email, a voicemail. If you happen to see them in person, put out a hand, shake the hand. Remind them of who you are. Remind them of the impact that they are having on your child's life. As a former teacher, as a former coach, I know that when a parent came to me and said, hey, thank you for what you're doing. I recognize the fact that you are taking time out of your day. Sure, you're hired to do that, which you haven't shared, but just wanted to let you know that you are a huge part of our child's life, and I thoroughly appreciate the time, effort, and energy that you're putting into that. That starts to build a relationship that, of course, is going to positively benefit your child and your family. So start there, right? And then come back to it. You can't just put out the word one time and then hope that the relationship is there. Check in, ask how things are going. Is there anything that you can do to help as a parent? Because really your role is starting to change. You're becoming more of what I call the coach, right? Or the player manager. You're still a key part of your child's team, but you're kind of in the background as you move into the high school, middle school, high school years, trying to put together a team of great support for your child. And that really becomes your main role. You're still, as I said, actively involved, but in the background, supporting with those additional players or those additional teammates for your child. So that when they move out, right, hopefully not to move back in again, but when they move out, you know that they've had the positive influence along the way. That is the Friday Big Show. What are you doing this weekend? Hopefully something fun with your family. Let me know. And I would love to hear what your thoughts are on the show. Okay? If you got something that maybe is contrary to what I have to say, I welcome it. Bring it on. Let's have a conversation. Take care. I will see you next week.